Hi everyone, this is Sean from Hancock Guitars. I'm going to run through fitting a set of replacement TUSQ bridge pins to this Martin guitar today. This is usually quite a simple process that people can do on their own guitars, but there can be one or two hitches, so if we run into any of those problems, we'll deal with them as we go. The guitar I'm fitting these to is a really nice Martin Dreadnought. The owner of the guitar wants new pins in it because the old pins are kind of cheap looking and they're also a really white color, as you can see, whereas the binding and the saddle are more of a bony sort of off-white color. He's chosen these TUSQ ivory color bridge pins with black dots, and they're going to look much better on the guitar and they'll match the rest of the trim. They'll also potentially improve the sound of the guitar. It says right there on the packet, it increases rich harmonic content, so hopefully it'll sound better after we fit them. I'll get started fitting these. The first thing I'll do is bundle the strings to the neck. This isn't essential, but it's just a bit of a time saver because it means we can detach the strings at the bridge end without having to worry about removing them at the headstock end. You can also use a capo for that, although I find the bundling works better. I'm going to use this screwdriver with a Planet Waves winder head on it to detune the strings. It makes fast work of that. They don't have to be fully detuned, just slackened off enough that we can get those strings in and out of the other end without any resistance. So that's pretty slack there, that should do the trick. Coming back to the bridge end here, we need to get these old pins out. There's all sorts of ways you can do that. You can reach in and push them from underneath, or you can use pliers, but they can sometimes damage the bridge. The best thing to use is this Snaps bridge pin puller, and that clicks over the bridge pin. You slide the little sleeve down and then you can just pull it out like that. The pin just comes out like so. So we'll do that for all 6 strings. So I'll put those strings out the way there, and we've got the nice clean bridge pin holes there that we can test the TUSQ bridge pins in. So it's time to take the TUSQ bridge pins out of the pack and test them for fitting on the guitar. So I'll grab one of these, slot it into the holes. Okay. To me, that's a really good fit. What you're looking for in a bridge pin is you want to be able to pull it out with your fingers, but you don't want it so loose that it falls out by itself without a string in there. So you're looking for that happy medium, which that bridge pin does in that hole. I'm going to fit the other 5 in there and see how they are. If they all fit that well, we won't actually need to ream them. You can see that one's a bit looser. It actually falls out by itself without having to pull on it. I'm going to try a different pin in that hole. Sometimes the pins are different sizes, but it looks like that it's just an issue with the hole. Not a big deal, because when the string goes in there, the string will actually hold the pin in place. So looking at those 6 pins, they all fit well, and you could just leave this as is if it was your guitar and you didn't have a reamer. But because I have a reamer, I'm actually going to ream the B string. You can see that the B string is sitting a little bit high, and to push that all the way in, it's going to get stuck in there quite tightly. You don't really want that ideally. It's okay, but it can be better. So I'm going to push that pin out from the inside, and I'm going to use my reamer here to just take a fraction off the inside of that hole. That reamer's tapered the same as the pin, so you just fit it in the hole, very gently turn it. It doesn't take much at all. That tape that I've put on there is just to guide me as to how deep to go. That's been from a previous job, and you can see just with that tiny bit of reaming, that pin fits perfectly. If you find that the holes on the guitar are worn out or they're a lot bigger than the pins, you may have to look at getting oversized bridge pins, but that doesn't happen very often. So what I'm going to do next is put the strings back on the guitar, and then the job will be finished. So when you're putting the pins in, there's a slot in them, and that slot has to go at the front where the string goes. It's quite obvious, so just slot those back in as such. that bundling can come off the strings, and I'll tune it up. I've got my Snark tuner here. Job finished, new bridge pins in, the guitar's ready to go back to the owner. The whole job only took about 10 minutes, so this is definitely something that you can do to your own guitars at home to improve the look and tone of them. If you've enjoyed this video, please hit the like button or subscribe to our channel, it really helps us out.